Wilson Morales from Black Women TV. How are you, ladies?
Hello.
So we're back to season 3 now. And Javicia, obviously the first season you were on, you had to deal with, coming into this show, being a first Black Batwoman, getting comfortable in it. It's season 2. You've now comfortable. You've got a team with you as far as Ryan's concerned. How is it going to play out this season as far as her evolution?
I feel like we're getting to the nitty gritty. Is that what they say? Meat of it. We're now able to really play. It's no longer like this character establishment. It's like now we get to get into the fantasy world of being on Batwoman and having these epic villains and these epic storylines. And then to top it off, we're now being introduced to Ryan's family, her estranged family, and obviously her very dynamic, powerful mom, played by Miss Robingivens, Jada Jet, who we've known since the comics. So to bring this epic character on that was connected to Bruce Wayne and now is the mother of Ryan Wilder, it really helps to tie a lot of loose ends together, but also create a lot of conflict.
And Robin, obviously, the roles you've taken lately, you're always playing these strong characters. You're not going to be some damsel in distress. Some days is gone. So talk to me about coming on board to obviously a comic book series and playing this character.
Well, I mean, it's just so exciting. I mean, it's just, I don't even think I processed it. I think I was talking to my son the other day. He goes, "Do you think we celebrated enough? Do you think we I've told Javicia, I mean, my sons are so excited about Jada Jet and thinks it's so cool. I couldn't have imagined being part of Gotham City. Like, I love this world. And when Javicia talks about Gotham City itself in this fantasy world and in a world, I mean, I grew up with Batman. Right? I grew up with Batman. I grew up, watching this world. So to be part of it is pretty special. And I love this character. I mean, she's unbelievably strong. She's an absolute powerhouse, but she's a mom. She's a mom. And she didn't grow up with her daughter, knowing her daughter or watching her daughter grow up and helping her daughter grow up. So she is, as Javicia mentioned, estranged from her daughter. So it's interesting to kind of see their dynamic. I don't know if you've seen any clips whatsoever, but they've got quite an interesting still chemistry in many respects. And I loved being on the other side, watching Ryan, who's so strong. Batwoman, of course, is a superhero, but Ryan is a strong woman. And then when she's with Jada, you just look at her and she just wants her mom to love her, like any little girl would,
For Ryan's character, obviously, not only is she dealing with the new villains that are coming on board and so forth, but you're also dealing, obviously, with discovering Jada. So it's kind of somewhat two different personalities. Where she sees her mom and it's like her emotions are down a bit, and then but she has to keep her guard up. So for you, juggling that, obviously, when you're reading the sides, you're playing different emotions. How is that opposed to the first season when we have to be introduced to who you are?
I think that Ryan is having to, and there's also like a lot of secrets, because I start to learn things about my family that I can't say to the Bat team, because I don't know if you remember last season, we have a Bat code, we have Bat rules, and the Bat rules, there are rules that, like, if I told them what was going on with my family, there would be a problem. So to try to balance all of these things that are happening, me wanting to maintain this relationship and grow this relationship with my mom and my family, and then also like maintaining being the Bat, maintaining other positions that I've gotten that you'll see especially in the first episode, you'll see a whole new version of Ryan, a more grown up version that she kind of has to, really be in, that she doesn't necessarily, she is not necessarily prepared for. And so you really watch her have to balance all of these things in her life, and they come tumbling down in a very interesting way. And some of the people that she loves really gets affected by the decisions that she makes. So it's fun as an actor. It's fun to have all these things that are balancing. And more than anything, it's like we still have the action that's happening. We still have the fight scenes and the stunts that are happening. We still have these fantasy villains that are coming in that are like so colorful and animated, like Mad Hatter and Killer Croc and all of that. So it's like this role really gives me the chance to be able to do a million different things I never expected to be able to do in one role.
Robin, you know, you said obviously we all were a fan of Batman. We know more because Batman's been around visibly, you know, different shades, whether it's film or TV for so many years. For you, did you have to play catch up in terms of like, were you already watching the series, or when you got the offer the role, you had to go back and, you know, start getting familiar with the character?
Yeah, I had to play catch up a little bit. And, you know, I remember talking to our showrunner, who I'm just so impressed with, Caroline Dries, and she was bringing me up to speed and things that she wanted to do, where we were going. And I was so happy and excited about where I know it's going. But I was telling this story about working on a project on the Warner Brothers lot, and where I grew up, literally. And leaving there and then seeing a picture of Javicia as tall as the building and thinking, wow, that is so cool, you know? So I didn't know a week later, you know, I'd be offered this role to play her mom. So I did have to play catch up, but I'm just so thrilled to be a part of it and so excited about where it's going and so excited about all the things we can't say to you that I know you're going to.
You know, it's like so hard to talk around things.
Which is great, because, you know, a weekly series is great because it gives time for the fans to invest in a character. No shade on some of the shows that play out all the episodes all at once, but it's easier when you can play catch up episode by episode, as opposed to, like, you know, when you hear about a show that's already playing all its episodes, it's almost like you have to find a time, catch them all at once, as opposed to one episode a week, you know? Javicia, do we know if your character Ryan is going to cross over to any of the other shows on the CW?
Yeah, she does, and I can say it because it's relief.
And that makes you so happy. Did you see her smile? She jumped right on that.
You know, it's not a spoiler for one. Yeah, so she goes into The Flash for their season 8.
Okay, you know, and obviously, you know, this dynamic, when you hear that Robin's coming on board, you get a mom, which is something new. You know, sometimes fans know when they introduce a villain, they already look for the traits that came out of the comic books, you know, but then when you get this character, you're like, oh, we don't know where it's going to go from here. It's a credit to the writers to see how they're going to play it out. So, you know, I don't know if you guys knew each other beforehand, but how did you guys, you know, work it in terms of establishing that chemistry?
It was easy. It was so easy. We went, first of all, Robin, we always skip the first part. The first part is the call. We called each other. Well, I think I sent her my information. I was like, hey, first of all, she's Robin Givens. So in my mind, I'm like, she's probably like, I don't know, being Robin Givens somewhere. And like, I just feel like I don't want to interrupt anything that's happening, you know? And so I just emailed her my information, and she immediately called me, and I was like, who is this number? Because her area code I didn't expect. And so then I answered the phone, and she's like, hey, it's Robin. And I'm thinking Givens. Gotta put them together when she's Robin Givens. And so we just like hit it off over the phone, and we were just talking about our love for tennis and like our love for food, and how as soon as she got here, I said, as soon as you get here, like, let's go find places to eat, because you like to eat, I love to eat, like this is going to be great. And literally as soon as she got here, we met up for like the most amazing Vietnamese food, and we had these amazing vegan crispy rolls and
2 orders,
and we just like caught up, and it was so cool to like be able to have a chance to connect and get to know each other before we started working together. And then when we started working together, it was like, it's like a dream come true to be able to play with a person that you've been able to watch your entire life. Like, it's just like, I don't know, it's surreal. It feels surreal, and it feels like an honor all the time.
Oh, that's sweet. That means a lot to me. And for me, like Javicia, we have so much in common. It's really kind of strange. We haven't really talked about this. Like, I forget we're doing it. You know, we haven't really talked, but it's like we can finish each other's sentences. It's so weird. Like, we're just on I don't know. Something about this was like meant to be. You know what I mean?
We'll see something tricky. We'll give each other the look like. And we'll know exactly who the other person's speaking.
Well, ladies, it's been a pleasure speaking to you both. Obviously, as the show airs, people will be intrigued to watch where it goes. And it's good to have another season. That means confidence in you, confidence in the series. Robin, it's good to see you back on TV. We'll be looking forward to supporting it, to supporting y'all. So keep it going. And wherever you're at, stay safe.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.